Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's Tuesday midday here actually. I was going to say morning, but it's just gone 12 o'clock, so it's midday here. And it's another beautiful day. Bright blue sky, maximum 24 degrees, which is just gorgeous. And it's as warm as toast. So I thought I'd just come back, show you the babies again, and give you an update on the crook for the bassinet. Because my son was over with his children and wife on Sunday, and I said, Stevie, do you want to have a look at this for me and see if you can fix it? And of course he could fix it. But half of my anger has been misplaced because it really wasn't the crook's fault entirely. It was partly the fitting that the crook sits onto, that it's old and a bit wobbly, and that was half the problem. So what we've done, we've made the fitting tighter by jamming. Now this is the kind of fixing that I really like, by jamming the crook on the edges with matchsticks on either side and a bit of sticky tape, and then that just sits more firmly onto the fitting that is part of the bassinet. So that's how we fixed it, and it's much better. It's still a bit wobbly, but that can't be helped. And I'm happy now, and only a tiny bit annoyed, so that's quite good, isn't it? So I just thought I'd describe to you what the babies are wearing today, because they've both got their little bodysuits on that they had on underneath their last outfits. No, Pippa didn't have that on, did she? No. So this is her matching bodysuit. They're just plain white bodysuits, and they have poppers up the back and between the legs, and they have, Jonty's has a beautiful blue frill collar, white with a beautiful blue lace edging, and Pippa has the same, but hers is pink. And they're both short sleeve little rompers. Not rompers, bodysuits. Yes, bodysuits, because they wear them under things, don't they? So hers has got the pink lace edging, and they both look adorable. They've got their hats on, their pixie hats on today that are knitted in a very fine mohair, and Pippa's is pink and Jonty's is blue. And they each have their they're Wubbanubs, but not that brand, of little toys with the dummies attached. They're very, very cute. Jonty's holding the puppy one, like a little doggy. I'll show you. Whoops, dropped him. There he is, with his dummy on his tongue or something. I'll show you that. Just goes perfectly into his mouth. If I squeeze it a bit. There's Jonty with his in, and Pippa's is a little monkey. And they can swap them if they want to. There's her little monkey one. Aren't they so cute? Suzanne from Suzanne's Baby sent that to the babies a little while ago. I just haven't shown them because I've been using the little jelly cats and other things. I can't remember what else I've been showing you. But anyway, so there are the babies, dressed for the weather, looking really cute. And with their feet bare, of course, because we don't want to cover them up until we really have to, which soon it will be cool enough. They'll be all covered up. You guys will be dressing your babies in next to nothing, and I'll be dressing my babies in jumpers and things. So that'll be a bit different, won't it? But anyway, so there they are, and I have some other things to show you. So I think I will, I'll show you them in this video too. So I'll just move the camera and I'll be back with you in two shakes of a something or other, lamb's tail. Now here are the other things I wanted to show you. There are 3 koalas, and in the old days we used to call them koala bears, but now they're called just koalas because they're not related to bears. I want to show you these because of Sue Drinkwater. Now, I don't know if you all know, probably most of you do know, that the last twin A I made and showed to you and pretended it was Jonty was for Sue Drinkwater, and she has her now, and that baby's called Lily. And in Sue's, not last one, but second before the last one, a video, she showed that Lily was feeling a little bit sad, and so she needed her own koala so that she felt more like she was at home. So Sue showed the koala, which was very big and beautiful, that she bought for Lily. And so I thought I would just like to show Sue and anyone else who's interested in my koalas that I've got. So So I'd just like to tell you about them because they're very different, as you can see. The little one who's sitting by himself on the left is actually one that I bought because when I was a little girl I had one exactly like that and I loved it so much. Let me just get it so I can bring it closer to you so you can see it properly, because you can't even see its eyes from here, can you? So I'll just show you this little one. It's made with a soft fur, which is actually, let me just make sure you can see it, kangaroo fur. There's the whole thing. It's made of kangaroo fur, and it's got a little plastic nose and tiny little glass eyes. Let me see if I can just show you this. See that one? Little brown with black pupils, glass eyes. Let me show you the other one. There's a bit of fluff and fur all around this one. It's a bit harder to show you that one. Anyway, trust me, it's there. I can feel it with my finger. Let me just see if I can get it for you a bit better. Can you just see it? Where is it? It's just peeking. It's very hard with one hand, I'm sorry. But there's the other eye. If the camera will focus. So there's that koala, and so I bought this one because, as I said, I used to have one exactly the same when I was a little girl, and I can remember the last time I had mine because we were in a train, a very old train, when I was very, very little, and we were travelling from where we used to live in Sydney, which was a suburb. Well, it still is a suburb, but back then it was a suburb, and it was brand new. There almost were no houses there. It is called Caringbah, and there were just it was mostly bush. My dad used to go out into the bush and make beautiful paintings, and we used to travel from our home, Caringbah, all the way to where my grandparents lived, which was in a suburb called Cremorne, which isn't far from where I live now, but it used to be a very, very long train journey. So we used to travel, and I can remember, I was probably about 3, because we left Sydney my grandfather died when I was 4, and we left Sydney when I was 5, so I was probably about 3, and I was holding my koala out the window, which they used to have opening windows, of course, and I was holding him out the window with my left arm, and he was just in the breeze, and then, you know what happened next, don't you? I dropped him. I don't remember being upset, I just remember that happening. And so I didn't have him anymore, but I always missed him. So when I saw this one, it's identical. I snapped it up and I've replaced it, which of course isn't exactly the same because you do want really to have your original one, but he's still nice to have. I'm still really happy. Oh, sorry everybody, just kicked the tripod. I'm very happy to have him. And so next to him on the right you can see 2 koalas, a big one and a little one. And there's actually a medium-sized one that I could have bought, but I wasn't as keen on the medium-sized one's face. These both were made by my friend Lorraine Davey, who I told you about before, who made, now what did I show you last time that she made? Oh, good heavens above. I've forgotten what it was. Maybe it'll come to me while I'm talking to you. Anyway, she made these 2 beautiful koalas. Aren't they gorgeous? And they're as accurate as possible. She really studies the actual animal and then copies them. And she was very frustrated because it was really hard to get the hands and the feet right, because there's funny little thumb things that stick out the side of the feet at the bottom. You can probably see them. Look a little bit like a monkey's foot. Let me show you. I'll just point to it so you can see. You can also see all my shadows. See this funny little thing out here? There's one there. And I think, no, the baby, she couldn't get it onto the baby. It's a slight lump, but not a big lump on him. I'll show you this. Excuse me. Oh, I remember what I showed you. It was my rabbits. Silly me, of course it was. The window's behind me, which is why I'm casting a bit of a shadow. Now here's the little one. Look at this baby one. So he's jointed at the arms and the hips, and his head turns, and he's gorgeous. So that gives you an idea how small he is in my hand. He's got his certificate on him. I always keep them there because that's sort of part of it. There we go. That's all part of it. And Yeah, so they're my koalas, and that's who Lily, before she was Lily, that's who Lily used to be with. Not actually even in the same room, but in the same house. So there you go, Sue, and anybody else who wanted to see my koalas. And actually next to them, out of view at the moment, is somebody else that I'd like to just show you, because Lorraine from Love My Kitties 3, let me move the camera, loved when I showed my beautiful Kate Cruiser doll, and she bought one, and so now I promised her I'd show her some more of mine. So I pulled this one out. This one is she's the big one. She's the big one out of these three things that you're looking at. Let me move that koala because he's a bit distracting, isn't he? Darling, you've had your turn. You just move out of the picture now, okay? There you go. You just stay there. You've had your turn. Now it's this baby's turn. So this is a Kate Cruiser doll, and she's from about sometime in the 1980s. She's made of a hard material, and she's very, very firmly stuffed. So she's a baby version. Kate Cruiser did make these ones early on. The original ones had the cloth mask face like her other dolls, and then during the 30s and 40s they changed to a material called magnesite, which was much sturdier, because originally these dolls were made for maternity hospitals for nurses to practice on, and they are very heavy. They're called sand babies, or is it Traumerschen? Yeah, Traumerschen. And called sand babies because they used to be filled with sand to make them super heavy, and it is super, super heavy. It's hard to pick up with one hand. She's very hard to pick up with one hand. And she's about 18 inches, I think, and these clothes aren't original. They are German clothes, but they're not original to her. She has painted hair and blue eyes. Let me see if I can, before I zoom in, let me tell you, she's just got her little dachshund, her Steiff dachshund, under her left arm. Oh, it's at your right arm, I think, on your side. And she's got a little dolly that she likes to sit with. And she's a German girl as well. She's not in original dress. I do have others in original dresses, but I just love that little dress, so I thought I'd show you this one. And she's got painted on red shoes and painted on white socks, that little doll, and they just are together, just for company. So let's zoom in a bit and I'll show you, see if I can show you her face. Sorry, it's a bit dark. It's actually a very bright day, but it's, it's my back to the window and all that kind of stuff. There we go. Can you see that? Let me move out. Oh, look at that magic. If I move my big fat head, look at that. There she is. You get a better idea of what she looks like now. Isn't she beautiful? Gorgeous girl. So she's got hand-painted features, of course, and just simple little hands, like, let me zoom back out so you can see, almost like a mitten, I guess. Simple hands. A bit more. And so the original of these dolls were used in hospitals to get practice on how to dress a baby and change a baby and things like that. Let me just do that. So there you go. That's another different sort of Kate Cruiser doll. They're very gorgeous, of course, like all her dolls were and are. Yeah, so I think that might be the end of this video. I've been really enjoying everybody's tag answers to their childhood, the rhymes and the games that they used to play at school, and amazingly some of them are exactly the same as what we did. So I'm thinking there must have been a lot of people travelling around the place, mustn't there, between countries, and because we didn't, in the early days we didn't have television. We didn't have a television in our house till I was 10, and then it was only black and white for a long time. So yeah, so there were people, I guess, travelling around, and sorry about that, I just want to make sure you've got a good view of her. Yeah, so that was fun to hear all those things, and also, you know, people's favourite scenes from movies. That's been fabulous to start watching all of those. So just thank you, Suzanne, for starting those tags. They're really good. I haven't come up with any good answers, which is why I haven't given them, but hopefully I will. So everybody, thank you very much for joining me today. I hope you liked seeing the babies and the repaired crook on the bassinet. Well, you didn't actually see that, but you have to trust me that it's been done. And just to see the koalas who live in my house and my beautiful catacruiser baby. I'll be back with you in a few days, hopefully. And until then, goodbye, everyone. Please take care and be kind to each other. Love you all. Bye-bye.